Hi, my name is Janshers. In February of last year, 2022, I was diagnosed with fibrolamellar hepatocellular carcinoma at stage 3. My initial treatment was Gemox, so that's a cocktail of 2 chemotherapies, gemcitabine and oxaliplatin, and then I was taking a tablet, every 2 tablets every night of Levatinib. So initially, the treatment was rough. I was very scared initially with chemotherapy because, it's unknown. The only thing I really cared about at the time was, am I going to lose my hair? Fortunately, I didn't. My hair's changed a little bit, but I think it's all right. When I first took the tablet for Levatinib, my tumor reacted to it and it started to bleed. So it led me to being hospitalized for a month. I had to get an ERCP done. I did my chemotherapy for several months, and during that time, I was hospitalized with pancreatitis. I had to go on a really strict low-fat diet, 10 grams of fat a day, and I also had to be on a TPN, which is this attachment here, which I was on for roughly 2 months. And yeah, I had a port needle inside me. That was a port needle, sorry. Like, it was definitely tough, that chemo. What I will say is I did live a very normal life after the first month or two. Like, the first month or two, chemotherapy was really rough. And obviously, my experience is completely different from the other fibro patients. But after 2-3 months, I was back playing football in the fields, biking with my friends, going to parties, basically doing anything a regular teenager would do. Just I had chemotherapy every 2 weeks and I'd go in for bloods. But I'd go over my chemo within 3 days. Obviously everyone was different, but yeah, the 3 days were definitely rough. Oxaliplatin is a pretty toxic chemo, so I used to get neuropathy in my fingers. I used to not be able to drink cold water because my throat was really sensitive to the cold. So if I was biking, outside, I love to bike, I love to city bike. If I'd be biking, in cold weather, and my hands would, how you get that freezing sensation in your hands, like your hands get so cold that it hurts. Imagine that on a 10-time scale. That's what the chemo did. I unfortunately didn't lose my hair, have all my luscious, beautiful hair. So after my treatment, the team I was with ultimately decided to do a Whipple surgery on November 22nd, liver resection. If you're not familiar with what Whipple is, a Whipple is when they remove half the pancreas, the head of the pancreas, which is off. And because that area of the pancreas has so many organs surrounding it, they had to take out a bunch of other organs as well. I wouldn't not the whole thing, but parts. So they had to take out some of my stomach, the entire duodenum, which is part of your small intestine. They had to take my gallbladder out, and then they had to take half my liver out. Now, I will not lie to you, it was very, very hard in the beginning. I spent 4 days in the ICU. 3 days, sorry. I spent 3 days in the ICU. I don't really remember too much about it because I was pretty drugged up. But then after the 4th day, on the 3rd day, I started walking properly. On the 5th day, I was pretty much speeding down the hallways, trying to get out of the hospital as soon as I can. The next couple of weeks after the surgery were rough as well. Eating food became weird. I'd have to have small meals every couple of hours. Constantly bloating, had constant gas. My body I felt 10 times weaker. I just felt. It's just it's so hard to remember. It was very rough. Fortunately, it wasn't painful. I was not in a lot of pain. I'd sometimes get discomfort and pain when I eat sugary stuff, but it wasn't and sometimes using the bathroom was just unpleasant. I'd have to rush to the bathroom after eating some foods, but it was much more tolerable than other people's experiences with a Whipple. I lost a lot of weight. I lost roughly 25 pounds. So they, again, have to be put back on the TPN. The surgery was a success. I am officially cancer-free right now. I still have to have treatment, but there's zero cancer cells detected in my blood. No signs of tumor cells at all. Tumors are completely removed. They got a clean resection. There was only out of all the lymph nodes they took out of my stomach, only one was cancerous. So when you have that in mind, it makes this whole experience, a lot more, I guess, forgiving, like a lot more forgiving. Like, you can kind of forgive yourself for going through the surgery, or you can forgive all this problem you've gone through, got all these issues and treatments and surgeries you've gone through, and trials and tribulations you've gone through. You can forgive all that and almost forget it, because now you're cancer free. And obviously I'm still doing treatment now, but I definitely say after my entire experience with cancer, I think, obviously it's a horrible thing for anyone to go through, but I think you gain so much wisdom, so much knowledge, and you find a lot of peace within yourself. And you may find that weird, I don't know how to explain it. I think once you go through something this traumatic early in your life, you start to feel immense gratitude towards what you have. And once you go through such tremendous suffering, it makes the joys of life like 10 times better, right? So while I may not have the same digestive system as I have today, and I may not be able to enjoy certain like sugary food, I can't really eat that well or digest that well, while I may not be able to enjoy that, I can still eat a burger and really enjoy that burger knowing there's no cancer inside of me. I can go for a run in the park knowing there's no cancer inside me and I'm alive, and these type of lessons I gained through my journey, like, they're life-changing. I've applied to college now, and I kind of share that story. And I think if I do get into the colleges of my choices, I think it will mainly be because of my story and how I remain resilient and hopeful through this journey. So so presently, where are we at? So now I'm on a treatment, about to start. I'm on immunotherapy called Opdivo, and then I'm going to be on 5-FU interferon. And while many people think, this is horrible, it's what's going to keep me cancer free. And eventually, live my life, have a family, and, live out the rest of my days and become an old man, hopefully. So, all of this wouldn't be possible without FibroFighters. They definitely, helped me set my course to where I am today. With the likes of, Dr. Paul, Ken, and Tom, they really, set up my medical journey to go through like this. Okay, the main issue with fibrolamellar is when people get diagnosed, most of the doctors have no idea what it is. With charities like FibroFighters, they support us and they give us the right medical advice we needed, and they help doctors and they get everyone to collaborate to have the best chance of survival. So please donate to FibroFighters if you can. It changed my life, and I'm sure FibroFighters changed the lives of many. And many thanks to Tom Sockwell and Dr. Paul Kent.
Finally, I just want to thank all of you who donated and have been praying for me. I really do appreciate it. I feel like without the prayers and without the donations to FibroFighters, it could be a completely different story of where I am today. So I really appreciate that. And I thank everyone for all the support they've given me so far. And if you could continue your prayers just for a little bit longer until my treatment's finished, that'd be great. And I'm eternally grateful to all of you.